Since I finished Kingdom Hearts 3 on one of the first days of February, it meant that my time waiting for my next JRPG journey felt a little long. But sometimes that's okay, because there are always plenty of games to play, which shows since I was able to get the time to try 2 newer Atelier experiences last month, along with replaying some recent releases until Death End Request finally came out in all of its complex glory. So with some recent games, older games, and upcoming ones too, these are the JRPGs I played in February. I know there's been a lot of Atelier talk on my channel recently, but my favorite Japanese game magazine, Famitsu, included a code for the upcoming 4th game in the Arland series, Italia Luluwa. So naturally, I had to play it on all the consoles I could, and unsurprisingly, I really liked it. If you've seen any of my other videos discussing the Atelier Arland games, then you can probably see how gorgeous Lulua's visuals look in comparison to the older ones, and the modern visual style really brings to life the new characters, especially with scenes now featuring 3D characters and movement instead of just using character portraits. And as I'd expect from an Atelier game, the characters seem like they'll be fun to get to know, along with a cleaned up alchemy and gathering system that feels really nice to play with. And I liked the updated game flow with the addition of the ancient book to create a solid story path. And with all these things, it looks newcomer friendly, but also with some throwbacks in there for Arland fans too. I have a full first impressions video about it if you want to hear and see more of the game, but overall I'm really excited for this to come out, and since its Switch demo was very smooth too, I'm really looking forward to playing it at home and portably when May rolls round. The game I had chosen to play for February was Death End Request, and as the first compile heart game I've played in a while, I was pretty impressed with its deep mystery and gameplay. It's much more than just its glitch mode transformations, with things like flinging enemies across the field and destroying harmful bugs, all leading into other systems that involve hacking the game to summon old enemies or to change bugs on the field to your favor. And it was a system that I had fun trying to master, even during the extra 2 hours I spent grinding currency to get its true ending. And speaking of the true ending, I really enjoyed the story too. Despite the premise of being stuck in an MMO becoming more common these days, trying to solve the mystery of how it happened with some well-written horror moments made it unique. And while it's definitely story heavy, both the RPG parts and visual novel ones switch between each other enough to keep both parts from feeling repetitive, and the whole experience felt pretty good with the two working together. Since I managed to finish it on March 1st, my review of it will be coming soon. But if you think this game looks interesting, its gameplay is pretty fun, even if a few things like its genre changing and dungeons aren't perfect. So if you think this kind of story sounds good and like something you could get into, I'd recommend at least giving it a look. The first few days of February I spent finishing Kingdom Hearts 3, doing its last few worlds and seeing its epic ending, and after reviewing it, I knew I wanted to try a little of its post-game to get more lucky emblems and to see just how big some of its worlds are. While I only spent a small amount of time doing this in February before unfortunately having to make hard drive space on my PS4 for Death End Request, the post-game experience was very enjoyable. Some of those lucky emblems are very well hidden and really encouraged me to explore and go back to areas I wanted to look at more, and having Sora's late game abilities like high jump and glide made doing this a lot of fun. I don't know when the next time I'll play Kingdom Hearts 3 will be, since I'd like to have played more of the series the next time I come back to it, so I'm glad I took the time to get more out of it now, with my next mission with the series being to play more of it and to watch more of the Disney movies it's made me curious about, like Tangled. I hope to get even more out of it in the future. With my Atelier kick still fresh, before I knew the Atelier Luluwa demo was coming, I really wanted to try a newer Atelier game, and with the Japanese version of Nelke and the legendary Alchemists in my home, and many of its promotional live streams getting me hyped to try it, I decided I would do exactly that. I did only get an hour with it though, and for some reason found the Japanese harder than I did Lulua and Rorona, but the introduction to the world still has me intrigued. I just wish I'd gotten to some of the gameplay. Since I was going slowly, I'm still in the introduction phase and only got to set up one shop, so I don't really know how I feel about it yet, and I'm yet to answer my question of how much is it like Atelier Maruru, which is one of the reasons I wanted to try the Japanese version so soon. I hope to get more time with it, but I also hope to play play it in English this month, so in any case, I definitely want to try this different twist on Atelier soon. Since I couldn't understand Nelke well in Japanese and didn't know Famitsu's Lulua demo was coming, I decided instead of reading a book in bed one night to bring my Switch and play Atelier Rorona, because I wanted to play at least a little Atelier in February. And I'm glad I did, as since I've played enough in Japanese to understand what I'm doing, I was able to get the relaxing Atelier experience I enjoy. I did plenty of quests and also did all the extra requirements to get tokens after completing an assignment, with getting a lucky high quality drop for a bomb material I needed without having to reload my save feeling pretty satisfying, and helping me get all these extra requirements done before the assignment deadline. Apart from the fun I had with Rorona itself, I ended up being quite glad I had this experience fresh in my mind when the Italia Luluwa demo came out, as having it be fresh made for good comparison between the two. Seeing things like the quest mechanic from Rorona and the other Arland games being clearly thought of in Lulua was something I was able to appreciate more, and having how quick and smooth playing Rorona is in mind made me appreciate Lulua is also like that, and I hope to find more similarities in the full game too, such as similar lines. Atelier Rorona's game card is still in my Switch for now, and with so many games coming out in both English and Japanese, I'm hopeful I'll get more Rorona time this month, but we'll see, as if I have any extra gaming time in March, I should probably put that towards Persona 2. I have a love-hate relationship with the amount of games coming this month. I love that there are so many great things coming and that there will be no shortage of things to play, but I don't love that there is just no time to play everything, so I'll have to pick and choose what I want to play. March 26th is where this is the most present, with Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 1 and Nelke and the Legendary Alchemist being released for PS4 that day, and also Final Fantasy VII coming out for Switch. And if these releases were spread out a bit more, these are all games I'd love to play. I'll probably end up going with Nelke and the Legendary Alchemist, as I've been curious about it for a while. I was even going to do a what is video about it so I could research its mechanics more, but ran out of time, so I'll be happy just to play this town building take on the Atelier series instead and see what it's like while the Atelier series is still fresh in my mind. I was really hoping to try Trails of Cold Steel and Final Fantasy VII as well, but I was pretty set on Nelke before these both got release dates, so these are ones I'll be adding to my backlog with the knowledge that I'll at least be able to play them on current gen consoles when I finally get to them, especially Trails of Cold Steel, since I know a lot of you highly recommend it. There is one more game I hope to try this month, and that is the Caligula effect Overdose. I've loved its aesthetic for a while and would love to play this in some way this month. I've pretty much allocated my game money for Nelke though, but my boyfriend ended up buying Overdose in Japanese, so if I can't get to it in English, I'd at least like to try the Japanese version to see if it's as good as it looks, and I really do hope the improvements to its gameplay make it better than it sounds like its first version was. Regardless of what everyone ends up playing in March, there's no doubt plenty to play, so I hope everyone enjoys whichever of these great games you decide to play in a nice month full of many great looking JRPGs. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what games you played in February and what you plan to play in March. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, or you can check out the blog at jrpgjungle.com, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at jrpgjungle. Links to those will be in the description below, along with a list of all the games I mentioned in this video. Until next time, thank you, bye!